Khayelihle, two water supplying companies fighting between each other, blaming each other, but those who suffer really are the residents. I believe you're with one. What are they telling you?
Well, I can tell you this much, Maseko, it's a massive frustration because, we're just coming to you live here from Crosby. So we're right in the kitchen of Miss Fatima here. She stays here. She hasn't had water for the past 6 days. I mean, you can really see for yourself. This particular area here hasn't had water for the past 6 days. So the residents really, they're quite perturbed about what's currently happening, especially because this is not a new thing. From time to time, it does happen, and the residents are the ones who are mainly affected by the situation. So I'm just going to bring in Fatima just to get her sense about this predicament. So, ma'am, 6 days without water, surely that's just beyond comprehension.
It is just absolutely frustrating, Kaya. As you can imagine, it's 6 days with no washing, ablution facilities. You know, I'm lucky. I'm one of the few residents that I have a small little splash pool. So I'm able to kind of take out and lug out buckets of water, and I have neighbors coming through asking for water or so. But it's ridiculous to live like this. We have to kind of time when we're going to have a shower or so, seeing if there's, a dripple coming through. But more importantly, this area services a huge community. There's a high densification project here, as part of the Corridors of Freedom, which we kind of supported in its intent. But it was done without the lack of appropriate infrastructure. So we have lots of housing projects that are going on here, type of thing. And of course, there's the hospital. Helen Joseph has been in the media. There's no water there. There's a report of a patient having to order water online. It is horrific. The city is crumbling. I think this ward is kind of reflective of that. It's a very diverse community. We have Ward 58, Ward, I think 69, 87 around here. All these communities are impacted by the Crosby Reservoir, which runs out of water every time there's a power outage. But apart from that, there's also the lawlessness, the illegal connections, the failure of municipalities to respond, the failure of government. There isn't that proper communication, People are really, really frustrated. Important thing, though, it has shown active citizenry that's emerged. Our WhatsApp groups are reflective of that. We have ordinary citizens kind of rushing and assisting people. Brixton community has an amazing councillor who's on the board, Councillor Bridget Steer. Unfortunately, we can't say the same here for our wards. So really the community is sort of kind of left to their own devices, helping and assisting where they can. And it's awful. So
you left in your own devices. What would be your message to Joburg Water, Rainwater, and those other key entities?
They need to put in the appropriate infrastructure that was promised decades ago, There's billions. We have a vanity project, which I personally endorse. I thought it was great. We have a beautiful recreational centre that's supposed to service students of UJ and WITS. However, this wasn't supported by the appropriate infrastructure, which was supposed to have been the first thing to have been done. So we have that problem there that's emerging. And although there was a public framework comprising unions, stakeholders, residents in the area who registered their concerns, that's been neglected. So I'm sorry, these structures are not working. People's voices need to be heard. There's talk of this will probably be the first middle-class service delivery protest that will emerge from here. There's still people are just very disillusioned. They don't want to pay rates in that. And the sad thing is it's a diverse community. We have informal settlements there with their own challenges there, and they complaining about taps that have been running 24/7, where they have a hole in the areas there where they do washing there. It's unhygienic. It's a COVID high zone area. Okay, I mean, the red zone, we've already had 4,000 infections just overnight. If this continues, this could be a super spreader event. And I say that with no sense of drama. I have my resident friend Renee here from the suburb that's just next to us.
Maybe let's just bring Renee just to hear other issues as well. So the wards are pretty close there, Maseko. So Renee, you're also from Brixton, but tell us about the critical issues there, especially pertaining to water supply.
Thank you very much. Firstly, I really want to thank you for coming here today to highlight our problems that we are experiencing. Fatima mentioned Crosby, Ward 58. We have exactly the same problems in Ward 69 and 87. We've been without water for the last 4 days. This is not a new thing. We've experienced these problems probably for the last 10 years. A lack of infrastructure. We've highlighted all the problems with the city. We're not getting assistance from the city. It's city power outages. It's water outages. And yes, we're actually not sure what to do anymore. And also taking into account this COVID-19, we're entering a third phase. We've been without water 4 to 5 days. I mean, this is an urgent matter.
Certainly a very urgent matter. And how do you guys get by? I mean, surely this is very unsustainable.
It is unsustainable. Luckily, we have a very strong community, especially in Brixton. We all support each other. But as I say, you can only do it to a certain point, and then you cannot anymore. We really, really need the city to come aboard now and to come and assist us with our issues. They have to look at the infrastructure of this area and the densification of this area.
All right. Thank you so much indeed, Renee, for your time. So that was Fatima and Renee, the residents who are quite concerned about the current state of affairs, in particular with regards to the water supply. So it's a plethora of issues really, from water to electricity to issues around infrastructure as well, and really just imploring the city to come on board and make sure that all these urgent issues are addressed.
All right, Khayelihle Khumalo, let's leave it there.